And welcome everybody. Welcome back. We are watching this Rampage show match. We did change a few casts and such. I'm back. With me is Mr. Relouche. How are you, my dude?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Hell yeah, dude. So it's been a while since I've casted Rampage, but I think everything is kind of the same. I watched a little bit of the show matches, and I've caught a lot of plays. So I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited to watch this losers bracket match, so to say. So I'm kind of excited, man. So.
Right, and we see here that they have the blue side has banned Jarvan, and the red side was hovering Darius, but seems to have not banned. They haven't said anything either.
I think Team 9 lost like all their bans or something like that.
Okay.
According to the Risen rules, they did lose all their bans, but at the beginning of the game, Fingers Up said, "Hey, you can have all your bans." So I guess Team 9 just okay. Yeah, there's the first ban. So Sejuani targeting Star Haven over there. Definitely have a very good KDA on Sejuani, but strong pick all overall. Glad to see it on the bench. I mean, Jarvan, Vayne, Janna, taking out a lot of that. Janna is just, even with that 5 movement speed and 5, what was it? Attack? No, it was the damage on the W.
Yeah, it was off of
she's
Zypher.
She's still pretty,
yeah, she's still pretty strong, especially against a very engage heavy comps that we see the Tristana picked up here too. So maybe that was targeted towards letting the bot lane get this Tristana maybe like ahead with, especially now that she has the 525 range. She'll definitely want to jump in with her W, and if they have a Janna, that's gonna completely screw that whole game plan up.
It is definitely weird seeing Tristana as first pick priority, though, seeing that there is a lot of other good picks up still. I mean, there's Zach up. Somebody, you mentioned Ivern at the beginning of the broadcast. The guy had like an 8 KDA on him or something insane like that. But looks like Team 9 is going to be picking up that Cog Ball in response to this Tristana. So both very scaling ADCs to start up, and Maokai is going to be also the pick for Team 9. I think that is going to be going into the jungle where Anchor plays it a good amount. But I mean, Melon Match can just as well take a top lane.
We have a Rakan now. There's something interesting that's going on. Rakan mid has become full AP. Rakan mid has shown itself in higher elos as pick. Now this could still obviously go support, but right now this could potentially be a flex pick.
Yeah, like if you told me like a month ago, said, "Hey, AP Rakan mid is actually pretty good," I'd be like, "Ha, you trolling, man." Like that's so stupid. But I mean, I guess it does work. It does have a lot of engage, a lot of utility, gives a lot of the carries the potential to carry with his grand entrance and the quickness. But actually, Nasus is going to be picked up for Fingers Up. Kind of weird seeing it's kind of blind picked per se, because like you don't know the jungler yet for Team 9. But I mean, still,
if you look at across Lyrium's play rate, I should say, he has played a lot of Nasus. He has 149 games on that champion in ranked alone.
I don't even have 140
definitely
games
one of his
overall.
comfort picks.
That's actually crazy. Holy moly. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So like he's technically just a one trick.
Plays a lot of Nasus. Not to ban it now.
Yeah. But yeah, you usually like to ban out the one tricks, but I mean Sejuani and Swain are just as good as bans. So I mean, but a fed Nasus is definitely very scary. Definitely something we're gonna have to keep our eye on as the game progresses, especially if that is a Maokai top. So I mean, still don't know who's going top yet. So
this is it's hard to say a lot of times where these picks are going to go before we see their final comps.
Yeah.
Especially in Rampage, where you definitely see a lot of sort of wacky comps and a lot of out there picks and positions being played. So
yeah, it's that's just kind of my feeling too, dude. That just oh man, because like Rampage just have a lot of niche picks and
yeah, they
whatnot.
have a lot of their own special comfort picks that you don't really see in dominating, and even sometimes in champions.
In any league outside of bronze and silver.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
nothing wrong with
sometimes it
that.
works.
So that
No,
is actually a
actually,
Braum
as a
support
brand,
and a
man.
brand mid.
I mean, uh, I don't know. I mean, Braum is a very good counter to the Rakan because, like, if Rakan gets his entire engage off, Braum can just unblockable or unbreakable rather the rest of like everybody else's damage and just kind of peel off. So I mean, it is a good pick, but I mean, Brand. I feel like they should have hid this pick until the last, but maybe they want to not reveal their jungle top pick just yet. And Zach is actually going to be picked up for fingers up. So a very high priority pick dropping all the way down to seemingly the last phase of the draft is just insane to me.
So as it turns out, the brand was a mispick.
Oh yikes.
Well, seeing what they
Oh,
so
okay, that's Nautilus Jungle. Nautilus
it
Jungle
might be
Maokai top.
Nautilus Jungle, yeah.
That's pretty cool. It was supposed to be Ori.
Yeah, okay.
So the brand is gonna be Orianna. So Orianna and Syndra. I mean, that's an old school lane, man. That's a very old
Absolutely.
school lane.
And I think it's one of the more even lanes that you could have asked for. It's definitely outplayable for both Orianna and Syndra.
It's definitely a skill matchup. Like
Yes.
whoever's better is the better mid wins, essentially. So we're gonna be
Yeah.
seeing as the game progresses.
I
But
like so what we see here
like the
from
lobby.
Team 09 is actually a protect the Kog'Maw comp just fully outright. They have the Maokai, they have the Nautilus, they have the Braum, and also the Orianna to give a bit of while it's another DPS or damage carry. She has the shield, she has the CC.
Okay, sorry, we were in client bug or whatever. But yeah, I mean, these are two pretty good comps, honestly. But I mean, they really don't have any AD whatsoever on the side of Team 9. I mean, Kog'Maw does a lot of AP damage with the W's. So
And
gonna see if I mean Zach and Nasus can definitely build an adaptive helm and cut down a lot of their damages in half. So we're gonna have to see what they do decide to go with. Um,
so I think what we should be focusing on in this game is definitely the Nasus and the Maokai, as well as with the Kog'Maw Braum. That should actually be a matchup in their favor. The Tristana Rakan is going to have a very hard time to engage and get anything off with the Braum Unbreakable Shield, while they could potentially, with the Zac gank from afar, get the Kog'Maw isolated and bring him in just for this one kill while Braum is kind of left sad as his ADC is dead.
what if that's a Syndra support on a Rakan mid? That would that'd be pretty topsy turvy. That'd
That
be
would be
next level
definitely a
strats,
surprise.
dude. That'd be next level strats. But it is Tristana Rakan in the bot lane, and their level 2 is insanely good. But with the Braum, it gets cut out a lot because like if Tristana like melee ranges into Braum and Kog'Maw, it can only spell disaster because of the concussive blows and the winner's bite slow and so I mean that's gonna be a funny little matchup to watch because I feel like Tristana Rakan, like usually the name of the game for them is like kind of engaged, kind of just jump onto the carry, kill him, jump out. But with the Braum up, it kind of makes that very difficult actually. So I mean, kind of excited to see how it is gonna go. I mean, not we didn't even really touch on the Nautilus jungle yet. I mean,
So the
that's gonna
Nautilus
be
jungle here,
nutty.
I would say it's actually a lot better in this situation than might seem at first glance. with a Zac, there's really Nautilus's major weakness is that he's very invadable early. Zac is not going to be a jungler who does that, right? So Nautilus is free to clear his jungle and get off those ganks that he is so good for in the jungle. It's been a long time, sure, since he's seen play there, but that has never gone away. It's been his major. The reason he's not been in the jungle is just his clear speed is too slow and he's too invadable for almost every jungler. But into the Zac, it's going to be completely fine for the Nautilus, and he's going to be able to get that ganks and that scaling that he wants.
Yeah, I mean, if Nasus gets camped, that's good and bad. Like, I mean, good for the team that the Nasus is fed for, or whatever. But sorry, I'm trying to do so many different things. I'm trying to log back on. The client just DC'd on me. But I'm very excited for this game, man. I mean, Rampage has been a very good long month since the last finals, and I'm ready for it to start back up again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this match too. I want to see how these comps work out and how they make them work. I think
Yeah, because like I never really seen Nautilus. I've never really seen Syndra that much at all. I mean, it's interesting, It's
yeah. I'm a
I
bit
love.
lucky in that I've playing so long that I've seen these sort of picks before. I've seen the Nautilus jungle.
Oh yeah.
And the brand
I
mid is. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's Oriana. I keep forgetting.
Restart your client some.
I'm restarting my client as well.
Yeah,
So,
everybody
1
restart.
second, everyone.
Holy moly. Okay. So I mean, Fingers Up has a very good late game scaling comp with the Tristana, with the Syndra, with the Zac, especially with the Nasus. But I mean, Team 9, I don't know. Like I feel like their late game is kind of lacking. I mean, they do have the Kog'Maw and they do have very good peeling tanks in Maokai, Braum, and Nautilus, but where's the damage outside of the Kog'Maw? I mean, if Oriana gets behind, if she gets a 4-man shockwave, it doesn't even matter, So,
Right.
I mean, we're gonna
For
have to
me
see.
here, what I see is Fingers Up has no real disengage. While on the side of Team 09, they have such a heavy engage comp that if they find the engaged on their Fingers Up main carries of Tristana and Syndra, then they're going to have a hard time really dealing with that. How are they going to peel for the Tristana? They have the Rakan, Zac, those are very engage heavy, while the Nasus and Syndra are more towards the damage side. Nasus does have the Wither, which slows so much, but there's really nothing stopping the Nautilus or the Braum or the Maokai from just running in there and locking down that Tristana.
Yeah, especially if the Nautilus builds like a righteous glory. Like imagine just a righteous gloried up Nautilus coming straight at your Tristana. I mean, there's really not much that you can do as a Zac or a Rakan. I mean, if it's like a pick, but think of a team fight as well. I mean, Zac and Rakan, especially in Bronze and Silver, they always go for the AD. Go for the carries, dude. Go. Don't peel for the AD. Just go. And Tristana's just gonna be left in the back, like what the heck? Like everybody just kind of left me up, stranded dry. So, I mean, we're gonna have to see how these engages are gonna go, and the disengages too. But I mean,
Right.
I feel like Fingers Up has a very good engage comp, and Team 9 has a good disengage comp. So this is definitely like an interesting dilemma. Where I mean, like, what if Team 9 tries to engage into Fingers Up? That's gonna be weird to watch,
Fingers Up, I think their early game strategy will be towards the Nasus for most of start. Nasus into Maokai is definitely a matchup that Nasus would love. It's a tank that's not going to be able to kill him, not going to be able to bully him out of one. And he just gets to be able to free farm those stacks like he wants and become that monster that he that he does become when he has those stacks. And I'll be interested in seeing what Nasus is going to be building this game as well.
Yeah, it will be definitely interesting to see what the Nasus builds. I mean, will he try to go for the Frozen Heart build to kind of slow down the Kog'Maw's attack speed? Will he try to go for the Iceborne Gauntlet to get, a little bit more wave clear, a good amount of peel going on as well for himself? Because, I mean, it's going to be hard to try to kite out a Nasus with Wither plus Iceborne Gauntlet if you're a Kog'Maw or an Orianna. So
right.
I'm ready to see these ADs in action.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm expecting the Kog'Maw. There's been some AP heavy Kog'Maw and Varus builds that have come out as the Gunsu's change happened, because I think it's because of the scaling the extra, like the 5 magic damage and the 5 physical, how they have one, what is it, 10% phys AD and 10% AP on both of them.
For what?
For so on Ginsu's, they have the 5 physical damage, right? And then 5 magic damage on hit. And then they have the AD has 10% AD scaling, and the magic damage has 10% AP scaling. And with that, we've seen Varus Kog'Maw in particular building a lot more AP in certain cases.
Wait, you think they're going to go Nashor's Tooth?
Yeah, Nashor's Tooth. I've seen Nashor's Tooth, Ginsu's, and Death Cap, all 3 just going in there. But when we see such a magic damage heavy comp on the side of Team 09, I'm expecting the Blade of the Rune, the Rune ends.
The Kog'Maw?
Yeah, on the Kog'Maw.
The Kog'Maw. Okay, so while we wait on everybody to kind of get set up, the Team 9 had a lot of problems trying to find a sub, so we're going to be taking a quick little break, probably 5 to 10 minutes, something like that, just so everybody can get in order and the game can start, so you don't have to listen to us rambling on and on about stuff that you probably don't really care about. So we will be right back, and let's cut the music, and we'll be right back. So, hey guys, sorry for all of the delays and whatever. Team 9 has forfeited. So, that means that Fingers Up does have the third place for the show match. We are setting up the finals right now between Titan Esports and Team 23. So, we will be right back. Give us like 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be right back, guys. I promise. Welcome everybody back. We are finally getting ourselves some type of a resemblance of a game. I am still backpack, and with me is still Relouche. We are still here, and our spirits are a little drained that we did not get to see some Fiesta third place style League of Legends, but we can still have a Clown Fiesta of a first and second place match. So I am still very grateful for that. But we are going to be getting in a draft very, very shortly. Did it already start? Oh, it already started. Wow. Okay, so Team 23 banning out the Alistar and the Kane. They did play it. Titan Esports, excuse me, played it last game and absolutely smashed with it. So, I mean, I could definitely see why Team 23 did ban it out. Misfortune and Talia also going to be on the bench along with Caitlyn. Even after the nerfs, which is kind of weird, the Zenzel is going to be on the bench as well. So, what other picks are there, Relouche?
So for the bot lane, we saw the Ashe from Fizzy Kizit did super well in their game against Fingers Up. Absolutely kind of just smashed the entire game. And from what I saw from Fizzy Kizit's profile, he does enjoy that Ashe, plays it quite often. While we see a Gnar pick up from the top lane. First pick.
Gnar. The Gnar, that is definitely a pick that I was not expected for, because Gnar just kind of fell off the face of the earth, it feels like, after the Frozen Mallet nerfs, and he had a few other nerfs go through. Definitely kind of a joy to see him again in his all of his raged glory. But we also do get to see the Sejuani as well. So good amount of contested picks are going off the board. I am very surprised the Team 23 did end up with the Gnar first pick, though. I mean, the Sejuani and the Ezreal was up, but, decided to go for the Gnar. So let's see what else Team 23 is going to be responding here with. So, going to see.
So, and something interesting I've noticed is that a lot of Rampage teams are not picking up the Kai'Sa, who's known to be so dominant lately. I see a Jarvan from Team 23 now.
I like that, dude. I love the Gnar Jarvan combo. It's so beautiful because, like, when Gnar smashes everybody against a wall, which is the J4 Cataclysm, they all get stunned, and it's just, so good. But I mean, I am kind of curious how they are going to try to get onto the mobile carry as Ezreal. I mean, they kind of do have to wait out the Arcane Shift before you can deliver the Cataclysm. And even then, he still might have Flash. So they're going to try to do what they can to try to chase down the Ezreal. I mean, Braum definitely helps with the Glacial Fissure and the Winter's Bite, but Tahm Kench as an answer to the Braum is also beautiful. I mean, if Ezreal is out of the Arcane Shift and the Flash, Tahm Kench can just devour him and eat him up. So, I mean, a lot of the Wombo combo that Team 23 is trying to deliver is being negated by this Tahm Kench.
This bot lane is extremely safe. There's going to be very hard for Team 23 to do much of anything at all to this Ezreal Tahm Kench combo. So I expect them to look towards mid and top instead for some sort of early lead.
Yeah, let's see if they will get early game lead, but we are going on to the second phase of bans. A lot of mid lane priority in the second phase. The Orianna and the Malzahar both going out, but there's still a good amount of mid laners left. I mean, I'm trying to think of a good one. Lux? Why not? Why not Lux? But I mean, Ari and LeBlanc is still up as well. So I mean, we'll see. Swain was up as well. I mean, that's getting banned out. A lot of mid laners kind of getting their champs pools pinched a little bit here.
Yeah, we can still see Ryze is still very popular. Talia's another option that, well, I'm not sure about what they play, but those are two very solid options as well on top of and
Fiora, please. Yeah. Nice.
Fiora,
that's gonna be an interesting matchup. I mean, I don't play top lane too much. You do, Relouche, or you used to at least. How was that? How was that lane?
So this matchup is a bit complicated in that Gnar wants to stay in ranged form pretty much the entire time. We see the Ashe pick up once again for Fizzy Kizzit. That's surprised me. It's the Braum Ashe bot lane that they had before. But for the Gnar, so he's very in melee form. Fiora basically just wins that straight out. The W stun and the Gnar ultimate is just going to be extremely easy for her to parry, and he has a hard time running away from her and really matching her DPS. We see a Corki from the mid lane now.
I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling about this Ashe, though. I mean, I don't know. I guess like Sejuani, Fiora, Ezreal, I don't feel like that's a very good pick at all. But Corki, on the other hand, I like that pick. Gives a lot of mobility to run around, try to get around the Fiora and the Sejuani. But, I mean, we will having to see. There's the Ahri. Cool. Okay.
So for the Corki, I think, so what's happening here is they're picking up some extra DPS. This is for Team 23, they definitely don't have a very heavy front line. They have the Jarvan, they have the Braum, but they're not going to be as frontline as Sejuani, when maybe even the Tahm Kench, though the Tahm Kench can be very easily killed if he's caught out in the place. But for Team 23, the Corki, and I like Corki when you have a low DPS pick such as Ashe, where they're not going to be able to be the hyper carry that other AD carries could be. And I also, in this situation, they have an Ezreal as well, as we brought that up. This denies them from picking it themselves, in fact. So it's a bit of a smart pick here, in my opinion.
Well, you can think that, but did you see the game that Team 23 played? They did have the Ashe and the Braum. They absolutely demolished the competition. So, I mean, they got the Freylord bot lane again. So let's see if they are able to produce the same results as last time. But I am kind of hindering on no, because Ezreal and Tahm Kench is just such a safe bot lane, especially from the Braum, you know? So we're going to have to see how this bot lane goes, because I feel like before 6, Ashe and Braum has almost no pressure.
This is true. They do. I think what bot lane is going to want to do here is, well, this might sound odd, is actually try and take their CC power and take it to other lane. They want to push out the Ezreal Tahm Kench, and I suspect if the Braum is up on that he'll pick up a min dematerializer to make that shove even harder, and use that level 6 strength that the Braum Ashe bring and try and go mid, or maybe even do an early lane swap top. That Fiora is, I don't see her being able to take on that Braum Ashe combo very easily unless she gets a major out.
Well, yeah, I feel like this Fiora is actually gonna have a hard time, and let me explain. The Gnar, I feel like, is such a terrible pick, or terrible pick for Fiora. And J4 really doesn't have anywhere to gank. I mean, bot lane has Ezreal, Tahm Kench. Mid is Ahri, so she can Spirit Rush at 6. I mean, all that's left is Fiora, and once you get the parry out, you can gank it. So I think Fiora is going to be a very pivotal point of this game. I feel like Heath DS is going to see how this game is going to be going along. I'm kind of curious to see. So
yeah, this top lane is definitely the lane to be watching. I think for both teams, they'll be wanting to focus around what that top lane matchup goes, how that top lane matchup goes when you have such a safe bot lane like Ezreal Tahm Kench and a safe mid laner like Ahri with her Spirit Rush. And Ahri is playing into a Corki. That's not going to be a very scary matchup for her. That's basically, they both want to farm them out, while Ahri, if she plays it well enough, can get the assassination onto Corki if she lands that charm, especially with the changes to her kit where she gets 20% magic damage buff that she lost some time ago. that now she has, once again, that brings her potential assassination quite a bit up, and we even see the ignite coming up from the major 12-24. So he might be looking to get that kill onto the Corki. But for Team 23, I don't see them being able to kill her in return. So it's going to be on Corki to try and live out that lane, be safe, and try and take his package and his teleport to what is most likely going to be top lane.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. But I mean, if Fiora is able to parry out that package, I mean, J4, Gnar, easy opportunity to go and get a stun against the wall for the Fiora. So, I mean, like you said, and like I said, top lane going to be very, very interesting. But also something very interesting to note as well. Braum and Kench both picked up Ignite despite both of their respective teams having burst. So that's definitely, and I feel like they don't have any kill pressure either. Like usually when you take Ignite as a support, it's for the kill pressure. You know, you're not going to kill an Ashe Braum. You're not going to kill an Ezreal Tahm Kench. So why take the Ignite when they have an Ahri, when they have a Corki, when they have a Jarvan, a Fiora, you know? So I don't like this choice that's coming from Slooz and Laniac.
Yeah, I definitely see where they might be coming from, though. I think if maybe Corki, Ahri, Sejuani, and it might be completely opposite of what we're expecting, in that they actually focus down the bot lane. While they are very safe, I don't think a 4-man from either team is going to be able to be stopped by the Ezreal Tahm or the Ashe Braum. And
whoever delivers the party first, man.
Yeah, whoever delivers that party,
that's it. So, I mean, I'm excited, but I mean, I feel like you can't kill a champion that's defended by a Braum or a Tahm Kench. I just feel like it's impossible. But maybe Noble, maybe the Major, maybe Can't Have My Red, maybe Godhog will show us something different. Maybe Ashe and Ezreal will be killed. So, despite the Tahm Kench and the Braum, but what I do have a little bit of I don't know. I feel like both comps are kind of even. You know what I mean? Like engaged tanks, kind of bursty kind of style mages, you know, Ezreal Ashe, both poke, both utility. Braum and Tahm Kench both trying to protect the carries. So both teams kind of have a pretty similar comp going here.
Absolutely, but something I would like to mention in the top lane is that Gnar loses to Fiora absolutely outright as the game goes on. So at some point, this Gnar is actually going to be wanting to build towards the team fight, as he is not going to be able to match that Fiora in that top lane whatsoever if the game goes late enough. So if they get the lead top lane with the Gnar, he's going to want to convert that into a lead into everywhere else immediately, as that Fiora will quickly outscale him and beat him in a fight, as she just becomes too much to deal with.
So what do you suggest that Bryante builds? Do you suggest he builds like a Black Cleaver to a Thornmail? Or
I would say in this situation, he would probably want to build the Black Cleaver. Is just too much of a good option on the Gnar to give up. But in this case, I would say he might want to build a Randuin's Omen, or perhaps maybe a Beard Visage, or some sort of.
Why the Omen? No one does crit. Well, Ashe on the. I mean, not Ashe.
It's for. I say the Randuin's Omen it's a lot for the. It's more for the active in this case for the Gnar. I don't like. Personally, this is a personal thing. I don't like Dead Man's Plate or Sunfire Cape or Thornmail over Randuin's Omen for Gnar. I think the slow is too invaluable for him, especially if he's playing towards team fight. But we could see the Dead Man's Plate picked up for him as well after the Black Cleaver, so he can move around that map faster and get a bit more damage with the magic damage proc on the active or the passive. say.
So when does Gnar lose this lane? Is it when the map starts to open up and they start to 1v1 exclusively in the bot lane? Or like, is it like a 6 power spike, or is it 11 power spike? I mean, like, I don't play top lane a lot. That's why I'm asking.
Right.
I'm just kind of interested in this Gnar Fiora matchup,
For Fiora, she tends to start winning it at around 2-3 items depending on the Gnar build. If he goes into that Thornmail, maybe it'll be a bit tougher, but even then, Gnar's probably going to be feeling the lack of Frozen Mallet and that he's not going to be able to really match her damage output. So for something that we have to watch, definitely how, once the game gets further, how Titan Esports plays around the Fiora split push that they'll 100% have the priority on as the game goes on. As well as seeing, I think another thing that I've neglected to mention is the potential assassination that the Ahri brings into this game. If she gets the charm onto the Ahri, or not the Ashe or the Corki, that could be huge in a team fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like this isn't really a matchup that Corki can really build Hexdrinker into, because like the return part of the Q is true damage, so it's not really worth it to really build Hexdrinker, I feel like, except for the initial burst, obviously. But I mean, it's obviously up to the Corki, but I feel like in this situation, you would usually go like Triforce and then go straight to the Rapid Fire Cannon, or try to get a QSS to try to get some magic resist instead of the Hexdrinker. But I mean, like, that's just my opinion from up here. Who knows how much my opinion is worth? But I am actually kind of curious. The 3 Dorn's Blade start. You don't really see that too often. I mean, Corki, Ashe, and Gnar all got those Dorn's Blades ready to handle. I'm kind of surprised that Fiora actually didn't go the Dorn Shield, considering how much of a disadvantage she's going to have in the early game.
Yeah. So something that interesting that we're going to have to mention is that Sejuani went with the Hunter's Talisman instead of the Hunter's Machete. So while this is going to give her better mana control in the jungle, it's definitely going to lower her clear speed towards that red. Now, what it does open up is a Raptors and a Krugs completion instead of the level 3 gank up top. But that might mean that she's abandoning her top laner, which is going to be a bit dangerous. We already see Jarvan at his blue.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go straight for that top lane. I mean, look at him. He really wants to go for it, but not going to be able to get that angle that he wants as Gnar is just kind of pushing in. Heath DZ. So Jarvan's just going to farm a little bit in his own jungle. He's going to be fine. But, I mean, actually, Gnar might be in a little bit of trouble here. Perry is going to be going down for the slow, but Gnar just able to hop away there. Nothing too much, but I am kind of surprised that Gnar is losing this early. I feel like he would have been better with the ranged advantage, but I mean...
So, this is definitely not something that most people know, but it can actually become a much bigger problem for Gnar. He has to play to his range, and if he's not doing that, if he's... we see this bit of action in the jungle. Godhog pushing out Can't Have My Red from his jungle, it's like, while Corki is pushing up in the mid lane, so they have that priority.
This is very interesting coming from Godhog right now. He might actually be in a little bit of a sticky situation. He's tried to recall there. There was no blast cone. So there we go. The charm is going to be going down, but no flag and drag. Godhog is going to have to flash over as Noble is here to support him as long as he can. Heath DZ and Bronte is on the other side, just dueling it out. The parry is going to be able to get the slow, but no more follow-up after that. Just an Ahri Ignite and a Jarvan flash, but I mean, it shows where both jungler is, so just a little bit of skirmishing in the early game.
So it's actually a bit big for mid lane in that Ahri's Ignite is now down, so that's a lot of her kill pressure that you would otherwise have kind of not there, which Corki's definitely have to be
But you can also kind of say the same for Corki, because Jarvan could try to come and gank mid lane with his Flag and Dragon flash, and because his flash is down, he's not going to be able to use this for another 300 seconds.
This is true. That's definitely something that I was going to bring up, is that Jarvan was there because he saw the Sejuani was at about half HP, and he brought the electrocute. He was at full. That was a perfect situation for him to be trying to invade, but he went too far. He was too far in the jungle and ended up in a bad position, and now has no flash because of it.
Yeah, I mean, at least the dragon is going to be a Cloud Drake, so maybe it won't be that highly contested. So, I mean, his flash will be up for the now new and improved Rift Herald. So maybe he will use his flash to a more better use than just, trying to run away from your opponent. But a little bit of trading in the bot lane here. But Ezreal just, able to arcane shift out of it rather. And I mean, that's what I was kind of saying in the early game. You can't really kill these carries at all. I mean,
it's definitely going to be hard for either of them. So it's going to be up to the CS difference that might come out here from the bot lane. Who is better at getting those minions? And for right now, it's turning out to be Ezreal.
I'm kind of actually surprised, because I feel like every time we look down there, Fizzy Khajiit is pushing in 420 a lot, and Ezreal really struggles in last hitting under the turret. So, that's respectable. That's respectable. I mean, because I feel like Ashe is actually kind of easy to CS with because of her volley. So, I mean,
it can definitely be, in some situations, it can be a bit tough if you bring yourself in a bad situation. But we see a fight top.
Oh, nope, nothing else is gonna happen. Just a lot of poking. I mean,
now we see the Gnar is actually back up in health. He didn't TP away or anything, but it has to be the way this lane is pushing. And we see
how much are these CS numbers hurting you? In the top lane?
A little bit. It's understandable sometimes.
A little bit.
But we see Sejuani coming up from behind.
Yeah, Sejuani is coming up from behind. Can't Have My Red is going to be coming up. He was standing on a ward, so he will be spotted. So nothing else is going to be coming from that. Just a little bit more farming. But, I mean, if you're Gnar into Fiora, you want to win that early game. And so far, he hasn't. He's winning a lot of the trades, but when you look at the CS, he's not winning it. So, I mean,
it's definitely going to get harder for Gnar as the game goes on. We see
it's gonna be much harder.
Both bot lanes have now backed, which gives a bit of room for the junglers to get some vision down around that dragon.
This may actually be the longest game I've ever casted in Rampage that hasn't resulted in a first blood yet. Like, kind of actually surprised, but I mean, considering the safeness of the bot lane with Gnar plus Fiora, Fiora's just trying to farm as much as she can, Gnar just poking out. I mean, maybe it's not as unexpected, but it still sucks. There's not that many skirmishes outside of the one that Jarvan had to flash away, and his flash is almost up again. So, that little invade didn't even cost him anything. But actually, Noble, yeah, he just rocket jumps up, but he is getting the betterment of this trade, actually, with that Sheen finished. So maybe, I think the Lost Chapter, didn't Lost Chapter get increased in gold from like...
It did, in fact. It's now 1,300.
Oh, actually, Heath Diaz and a beautiful parry from Heath. Trying to get onto the Gnar right now. The ultimate is up, but not gonna be able to get all of the procs. Actually might be able. Oh my god, that's a beautiful proc, but not.
That's so close from the.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it feels so bad.
So now it just leaves both Fiora. Now Fiora sitting in the bush trying to get some sort of. But he knows. He knows, and that Fiora is so low. But Gnar is not. Try and go
Fiora doesn't have TP, but actually in the bot lane, the tongue lash, rather, missed, and 420 taking a lot of damage, but back in the mid lane, the Charm and the Ignite is going down, the Spirit Rush is going down as well. First Blood going over to the Major.
That was
but actually Godhog is here, flag and drag, there it is.
Wow.
But
and
he did get First Blood, so that's
nice
good.
Positioning from the Jarvan, able to pick up the return kill on the Ahri, but yeah, she does get that First Blood. Corki is not going to be happy about. He wanted to try and keep himself alive and scaling. But now they're going to be able to pick up this Cloud Drake, which is going to be probably most helpful towards the Gnar. Able to kite away from the Fiora.
So good, dude. Oh, Cloud Drake's so good, but yeah, I mean, I think it will benefit the most for the Gnar. I agree with you. Just trying to, you know, run around there. Su's able to get this. Yeah, he was close actually. But Corki is still up in CS though, so despite the First Blood going down, I mean, maybe Corki can have a little bit of an advantage in this lane. But Brante is going to be able to get that Rage bar up. Not going to be jumping though. The parry actually did get costed though, but Brante still doesn't want to go for it. Kind of surprised, doesn't want to gnar into the wall right there, but actually Noble does have the package and he is stopping the Major to go back to his turret. Godhog is on the backside right now. Flash, Cataclysm, there it is. Major does not have Spirit Rush and he's going down, but Brante is going to be going down as well very shortly, but no! Both flashes he spinned from the top laners. Brante gets away with his life, but Major is going to be going down, but Godhog is here on the hunt. He does not have flash, so this is probably a one-way trip in. Doesn't hit the flag and drag, but is able to get the auto. Is he able to get the shield? No, why didn't he shield? Whatever, but it was worth. That's worth in the chat. That's worth in all chat because he got executed to the tower. The Fiora's going down. She doesn't have TP. Great job from Godhog, getting 3 of his team's kills.
Very well played from the Jarvan here. Sure. We're able to roam up towards the... Go towards... Oh, there's... We got pause here.
Timing rage quit.
Time to talk, which is going to be nice because there's some things I want to mention.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
The Jarvan did that. He got that really well done mid gank where he forced out the Corki package. They forced out the Spirit Rush towards the jungle instead of towards her turret, which means that they don't have to worry about the turret killing them while they're diving, right? And once it was over, he just flash ulted, and she had nowhere else to go, and that was just a free kill for them.
I feel like the flash ult was a little too ambitious. Her Spirit Rush wasn't up. I feel like Flag and Drag and Cataclysm would have done the job just as well, but he did get the kill, so I mean, maybe it's overkill, but he did get the kill. So
he did get the kill, and coming up towards that top lane and grabbing the Fiora kill while also not giving anything away towards the Fiora, and gives the Gnar the opportunity to now freeze top lane as well, which is going to be rather nice for him actually, as he's going to be able to pick up a nice speed. Now he's actually pushing the lane, so he's going to want to back. You see the... Do you
want to hear something interesting?
Sure.
If you told me that a Bronze Ezreal would have very close to 10 CS a minute at 11.5, I'd call you a liar. Especially if he was pushed in under tower almost the entire time. Very good CS, and coming from 420 has a very good CS lead, but actually Godhog is here. The Flash Arrow misses completely, but the Glacial Fissure does it. But 420 did have to flash away. Zeus is going to be able to go away with his life as well. Fizzy kidded. That's the most unluckiest thing that could have happened to him, and wasn't able to get the kill onto either of them.
That Ezreal is actually in a very bad position, but it's extremely unfortunate. I believe Ashe was likely hovering her cursor close to one of her teammates. Yeah, towards the minimap or one of her teammates' icons, and it just went straight up instead of towards the Ezreal or the Tom like they might have wanted.
Yeah, that probably definitely would have killed the Tom Kench, because he was very caught out of position, actually. But Brante is going to be able to get the Rage Bar here, but Heath is preliminary his parry. The Can't Have My Red is going to be here, and a beautiful Glacial Prison to stop Brante, and Heath gonna be able to get the kill onto him. And Fizzy Kid trying to get a kill onto 420, actually. Laniac able to hit the winner's bite, but the concussive blows is actually gonna be able to stun him up, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow not gonna be up. But Heath getting himself a kill against that Gnar, definitely gonna help out his mid to late game.
We're probably going to see a top lane turret down here unless this Jarvan is able to stop him. And it seems like he's flag and dragging in.
Yeah, he did flag and drag in, but the parry is going to be going down on the Frostbite to stun him up. And here comes the TP from Bryante, and Sejuani had to flash away from the Cataclysm. Not able to get that Arctic Assault up just in time, and Bryante is here. Heath is going up. I think his parry is still down for a few more seconds, but can't have my red flailing his flail around, trying to get him away from the Fiora, and Fiora is going to be able to get out scot-free. She does have TP as well, so Fiora getting the betterment of this trade between Gnar and Fiora, so Gnar has definitely an uphill battle coming.
Absolutely, and something interesting I'd like to point out is this Jarvan is up 1,000 gold on the Sejuani right now, so he's a lot stronger than her in this time. So that's something we should definitely be watching out for, is how this Jarvan converts his speed in the team.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. It's a late day. It was a late day.
Absolutely.
Oh man, dude, I'm have work, man. It's Friday, dude. I'm so excited to be Friday, so I can go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. But back to this game. I mean, Ezreal's still doing very well in CS 130 and 14.5, still very good. But it's I feel like they're really, neither bot lane is pushing. Like no one really has a lot of tower, significant amount of tower damages. Timmy gonna DC again.
It's like some more net issues are coming through. I'm not surprised about this bot lane. The way it's played out is definitely what I expected. It's not very. They're both 0-0-0 across both bot lanes.
That's my kind of lane, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I like, dude. I love them farm fests.
Yeah.
Some people don't. That's what I like, dude. I just like to farm up as much as possible. I hate fighting. So let me farm. Get out of my way.
This is 100% towards the Ashe. I think it's more what she wants, though. While this Ezreal is going to be a lot stronger once the game comes around and Muramana is completed, this Ashe, she's going to be putting out much more DPS once she gets around 3 or 4 items. If she picks up that IE first or second instead of the Yard, that might even bring her into a much bigger damage threat. You don't go Essence Infinity Edge Rush, because like the Essence Reaver is just so good, because like you could sustain mana with your volley, or you could sustain mana for your volley rather, and you also have the cooldown reduction for your ult, for all your abilities. So Essence Reaver is just so much better than Infinity is as a rush. But I mean, like the like Essence Reaver, Runaan's Hurricane, Infinity Edge is so good. Absolutely, but we actually saw from Fizzy Kizzit, I should say, sorry. He actually went the Runaan's IE build his last game, and that was what allowed him to be putting out so much damage, as it brought his hole in the Gnar miss from Brian Tech.
I like that emote, dude. I love that Blitzcrank emote.
Yeah, yeah.
But 420 and side of Titan Esports really needs help on this bottom side turret before Fizzy Kid it, and the rest of the Team 23 fellas are going to be able to get it. But actually 420 in a little bit of trouble. The Devour is going to be going down. Can't Have My Red is going to be here as well. As Ash going to be going down. 420 not going to be going down today. He lives to tell the tale. And he survives and get a kill on Ashe. So good for that bot lane.
Once again, missing that Ashe ultimate. He must be beating himself up for that, because if he had not, that would have been 100% a kill on that Ezreal. Now we see Team 23 roaming back down towards that bot lane. They have 3 of their players. They have so many people low on the side of...
Very low. Yeah, the package and the Spirit Rush is going to be going down, so it dodges the Cataclysm completely. So the package and the Cataclysm are both not going to be coming up for this Mountain Drake fight that's about to happen. But the Major doesn't have Spirit Rush as well as Godhog able to get that Scuttle for himself. But I mean, I'm actually kind of very surprised that Titan Esports didn't punish that harder with the package being down and the Cataclysm. I'm surprised it didn't re-engage.
I'm surprised too, but I think what they might have been worried about is how low that Ezreal and Sejuani were. They were not able to, they were not going to be able to put up with a good EQ or QR from Corki or an EQ from the Jarvan down, especially if it procced Electrocute. That would have been very dangerous for either of those two low players on the side of Titan Esports. Man, getting another pause come through.
Goodness. So, someone tell Timey his internet is awful, please. But, this Corki has been sitting on 3 control wards for like 3 minutes now, I feel like.
He's actually, and his place, he hasn't placed it yet.
Yeah, he hasn't placed any of them.
Something I didn't even notice this, but the Corgi is actually now up 20 CS on the Ahri now. That's going to picking up a Fairy Charm. I guess he had 125 gold just lying around. Wanted a bit more mana for pushing the lane.
I actually like the Fairy Charm because like when you buy it it's 125 and when you sell it it's like 90 gold. So really you're only losing like less than a health pot. You know, for a little bit of extra mana regen in the lane, I say worth, but I mean, you know,
I can definitely see it here. This is a lane he's been trying to push for quite a while and probably wants to look towards the turret. And if you just don't have enough gold lying around to buy anything else, then the Fairy Charm is going to help you accomplish what you want to do.
I mean, he already has 3 control wards in his inventory. What more do you want from the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Looking towards the team play. What a team player.
What a team player. Really getting those control wards bought, but not set. But maybe as the game is going to be resetting.
Yeah, it looks like we are starting to get back in the game. He could be looking towards placing them around the dragon if they start doing it. So maybe that's what he's looking towards. Well, in the top lane,
he does have TP, so
he does.
Maybe so, but I really want to talk about this top lane right now. Heath is going dangerously low on health here. He got his Hydra. He got or the Tiamat rather. Got the pickaxe as well, but doesn't have any lifesteal to sustain himself through these Gnar long trades, and it's really hurting him right now.
Oh, we see the Sejuani coming up now.
Yeah, the Sejuani is going to be coming up. Brian K not going to be able to get stunned up by that Glacial Prison. A beautiful flash to get away from the Arctic Assault, but Brian K still going to be going down to Can't Have My Red as Godhog is here as well. Heath DS is trying to cut his way out. He is going to be able to get out as the Major is here for reinforcements, and he is going to be able to get that kill. Titan Esports.
Tech. He's going way too far up, and while his Jarvan was around, he wasn't able to get there fast enough. And Corki was not matching the Ahri roam either.
Wow, that was the first turret, but actually, finally, an Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to be able to hit as Noble is here to support his team's loose. Is going to be going down very shortly as his shield is ticking down. Ezreal will have to Arcane Shift away as Noble able to get that kill. He flashed forward to try to get a Rocket Barrage onto the Ezreal. Not going to be able to get it as he's just going to be retreating here, getting some honey fruits, but Tom Kinch is going to be going down there.
Now, bot lane's going to get this first turret, and
no, Top got first.
Oh, turret. Sorry, they're not this. Top got the first turret. I meant the first turret for Team 23. Sorry about that. So this might actually lead to Ashe getting her Runehound's Hurricane, which is what she's looking to build towards. And for Gnar up top lane, he's going to, with this top turret down, he's going to have a lot harder time fighting and bullying this Fiora. She's going to have a lot more room to chase him down and also just start split pushing like a madman.
How do you feel about this first item, Ravenous Hydra? Do you like it, or do you think that Black Cleaver would have been better here?
I think when you know Gnar is pretty much always going to be building into a Black Cleaver, it's just way too good for him to build anything first. So in this case,
for the Fiora.
No, I know. I'm building
okay.
For the Fiora.
Yeah, speaking of the Fiora and the Gnar, I mean, look at that. They having a little bit of a skirmish there. The Gnar to bring him back into the wall, but Brian Tay and Heath DS is trying to kite this out. Not going to be able to get the Vital, but actually he is. And Brian Tay actually in a ton of trouble. He's trying to block the last Vital, and he's trying to run away with that Hyper. There is a Blast Cone. He might be able to get out, but no, the Major is here. And finally, that the Foxfire able to get the kill onto the Gnar. Stepped up a little bit too far, got a little bit too greedy. He is going to be going down. The Charm is going to be continuing this fight, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to be able to hit onto the Major as the Devourer. Going to be going down. Slews might be in a little bit of trouble, so he can't devour himself, but the Major went in way too deep. As Laniac able to run away from here. Heath DS trying to do what he can, but Tom Kinch and Ari is dead. 420 trying to kite this out as Can't Have My Red is taking his Raptors, and they're trying to run away here. The Arctic Assault is actually going to be able to slow down the Jarvan for the time being. Is able to save that Fiora, but Titan Esports getting the worst of that trade. Team 23 finally getting a little bit of a betterment of a skirmish for themselves. 2 for 0.
Very well played from the Ashe and the Braum there with the painting of their CCs. While the Tom Kench was able to eat the Ari there, they just weren't able to stop the Braum and the Ashe from just hunting up the Tom in return and killing him instead. And then the Ari dashing in to try and save him lost her own life instead. We actually see a lane swap here from top and bot. I think this is the smart option, as Gnar no longer wants to be in that lane with that Fiora. She's quickly starting to become a problem for him.
Yeah, it's quickly becoming a problem as the game progresses. I mean, this Fiora getting pretty hefty, actually, and Gnar trying to do what he can, but he's 0-3. He's losing this lane to the Fiora, and honestly, it's just a matter of time before Heath DZ just completely takes over this game. So,
absolutely. I should mention that this Jarvan is very big. He has 4 2-in-1, finished off his Ravenous Hydra, and has a Cinderhulk, so he's going to be quite a tanky boy. As long with that Electrocute, so he's got a bit of burst along with it. I wonder if he's going to build towards that Black Cleaver. He has a Ruby Crystal.
He does have a Ruby Crystal. I like Black Cleaver Jarvan. I feel like first item, I love it. But it feels bad. But I mean, actually, 420 might be in a little bit of trouble here as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and the Glacial Fissure is going to be able to get him out. Fizzy kills it. And Laniac, beautiful synergy going on between each other, but Godhog is able to jump on the Slews as the Cataclysm going down. The Glacial Prison able to get it as well. Slews trying to survive here, not going to be able to get it. Spacey Kizit rather, is having himself a game right now. 3-1 it's just a return of the last game he had on Ashe.
This is definitely looking like a strong pick for Fizzy Kizit as he once again starts to get a lot of lead for himself. He's actually going for the ER second now, instead of the IE like he did last game. And I would like to point out, as that was going on, Noble and Brian Tech got the mid lane turret. That's now down. So
okay,
Team 23 has all 3 outer turrets down. That's huge for them, as that opens up the map a lot.
Yeah, it does open up the map for him a lot, but Heath DS might be in a little bit of trouble here as the Winner's Bite. He's not going to be able to connect, actually, but the Guns of Blows still able to get the stun as the Flag and Drag, able to get the stun as well, but Heath just able to slide out of that very bad predicament that he was caught up in, but able to just back off safely as I think both teams are about to start trying to do this Baron dance.
Yeah, this Baron is going to be pretty big for both teams, as with how safe both teams are, it's going to be kind of hard to get a siege down. Now, it's not like in Anivia where you're just struggling to get anything, but we see a Baron here that could be 2-3 turrets perhaps, as neither team will really want to fight that, as it's going to be just too big of a difference.
I'm very pleasantly surprised with a lot of these CS numbers. I mean, Noble getting 233. 420, getting himself 226, all in 24:45. I mean, that's very good from Bronze and Silver. So, I mean, that's very good when you see it's like, okay, if we're not fighting, we can get gold through farming. So, it's pretty awesome.
I think for a lot of players, it's that they don't know how to get that farm while they're fighting alive, right?
Oh, well, they are going to be fighting alive right here. The Glistener Prison is going to be able to stop out Godhog as he tried to flag and drag in, as he tried to start up that engage. Not going to be able to get it as the heal. Kids are going to be able to disengage the fight for a little bit, but he still wants a little bit of the fight. As the volley is going to be going out. The package is here from Noble. Wonder where he is going to find it. Ezreal did Arcane Shift. The volley is going to be able to spot out Heath. So our True Shot Barrage is going to be going down mid lane. They are still trying to get this siege on. And actually, that's another Arcane Shift. Why doesn't Noble go in with this package? The Charm is going to be able to hit onto Liniac. But here comes the engage. It is a 5v3 and a beautiful package. 420 and Heat DS is just standing on it. As Can't Have My Red is going to be going down. Heat DS and the Nature's trying to run away from the line. Not going to be able to get it. As that's a double kill for Ash and a double kill for Corki. Heath DZ is the only person left standing on Titan Esports as Team 23. Able to secure a lot of map position here.
That was very well played from Team 23. There, Jarvan went down and started the fight, but Ash got a perfect arrow after so much poke down onto the Ahri, and a lot of Team Titan Esports. And Corki held his package, held it until the perfect moment where he could get he got 3 people with it, as the Fiora tried to run away, and she just got melted by the brown that was left under the package, and they just demolished the team fight.
That was a very good placed package from Noble. Definitely giving him my ups on that one. That was very good. But Fizzykid, man, is killing it on this Ashe. I've never really seen an Ashe really take over a game, because I feel like it's either like they do okay or they're just ult bots. They never really do good on their own. Like, usually in my solo queue games, this Ashe would probably be 0-2-9 right now. You know what I mean? Like, not getting themselves any kills, but
this is quite a pocket fit for Fizzykid.
Look what actually he's building. Why is he building a Vampiric Scepter? Is he going for Blade of the Ruined King?
No, he's gonna go for a Bloodthirster. It seems like seems he's worried about. That's quite a random arrow, but maybe he was
but I mean, the Charm is actually going to be able to hit. The Unbreakable is going to be coming up, but Fizzykid took a lot of poke damage from that.
He has the ER, so he's going to have quite a bit more CDR to work with this game than he did previous. So, I think that's going to be towards a Bloodthirster for the Ashe, actually. It seems that she's worried that she's going to get bursted quickly and wants a bit more survivability and perhaps even a bit more damage, consistent damage towards the
sorry, the Bloodthirster?
Yeah, the Bloodthirster. So she's going.
No, that's fine. So
I kind of got lost.
No, it's fine.
No, actually, I did pick up the Blade of the Ruined King. Wow.
See, I'm smart.
Yeah, you knew. That's my bad.
I knew. See, that's why. Wait, never mind. I thought I was higher ranked than you. Never mind.
I think we're around.
Put that back on the shelf. Is this kid able to get a volley onto the Tom Kench, getting that red buff proc? It is time for the ARAM, my dudes. As
Jarvan and Gnar are coming in from behind there, they might be able to get a flank.
Yeah, they actually are able to get that flank. Gnar, Jarvan is here. They're able to get the flank. The intention Chris Arrow is actually able to hit onto the Ahri. The Cataclysm going to be locking up the Tom Kench. And let's see if the Major is actually able to get anything in the Spear Rush. Not going to be able to get it. CTZ trying to do what he can, but he's just getting kited down right now. The Major doing a lot of major damage, but he's going to be going down. Can't Have My Red going to be going down as well. That's a triple kill for Noble, and that is an ace for Team 23.
That was a very well Jarvan once again showing up. Godhog just able to find the flank along with Brian to going down, but he kept everyone off of his carries, and that's what he needed to do. That's what he's been looking to do for this game even, is be that team fight frontline that his team needed, and just very well played from Fizzy Kizzit and Noble as well. All of Team 23 coming together to bring that team fight into quite a nice display. And now they're going to look towards this Baron.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how many times the top lane dies, they are still a tank and they can still engage. So, Trishop Barrage not going to be able to get it as a smite. Actually, no, Jarvan didn't even smite. Wow.
No, he didn't. That was very dangerous.
That was close.
Extremely scary for Team 23.
That was really close.
Team 23 now resetting as they're going to want to look around the map. Perhaps use this Baron for top lane or bot lane, as we see a huge wave bot lane as the major 12-24 cleans it up.
Yeah, that's a big old wave for himself, but he's still down a lot of CS behind the 616 Corki, as the package is going to be up for Noble. So let's see if he is actually going to be able to get anything on this. He is actually able to sight out Tom Kenton. There's the package. They are getting out Slews, but the Glacial Prison stopping them for a lot of Slews, just kind of shielding up everything. Not going to be able to shield up enough. Noble gets himself another kill, 7-1, alongside his ADC brother. Ash is 7-1, and yes, we saw that Heath DZ fail over the wall, as the Winter's Bite is going to be able to hit. That was definitely going to be feels bad if the Fiora went down.
You're seeing this gold just accumulate more and more as Team 23 is now at 10k gold over Titan Esports. That's extremely rough, as most of it is on the Corki and the Ashe, who are going to be the two major carries.
This is the game where, like, you're like the Sejuani or the Fiora, and you're like, what happened bot lane? Like, what happened mid lane? Like, how did the game get out of hand so fast? But nothing really happened. I mean, but actually Godhog and the Major is going to be able to fight themselves in a little bit. 420 is going to be arcaning shifting forward, but here comes the Cataclysm. Major had to flash out of that one. It's 420. Able to get that kill as the Major. Able to get away with the skin of his teeth, but they do get a well-needed pick in the Jarvan.
That's going to be pretty big for them, as now that's one Baron and that's a much easier to steal dragon than what was previously looking towards. That Jarvan
that's a third mountain, by the way.
That's going to be so hard for them to defend. That's going to be one fast Baron whenever that comes back up, and even if the game even goes that way.
I mean, that's
rougher and rougher for Titan Esports to come back.
Yeah. I mean, 30% true damage to objectives is just, I don't know. You'd never really know what to do there. But let's see how the rest of this game is gonna evolve here. I mean, just a little bit of farming here. The Baron isn't going to be up for a pretty significant amount of time, so
and they still have that buff.
Be stagnant. So
that's going to be something they're going to try and look towards using still. With that bot lane turn very low.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, that Baron is almost gone. Noble getting himself that GA as well. So
understandable.
He's not going to die.
I'm a bit surprised he didn't go towards that QSS instead. But
maybe my red doesn't have Glacial Prison. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought there was about to be a little bit of an engage there, but go on.
No, it's okay. I was just a little surprised, as his major threat in this game is definitely the Sejuani ult. But I think maybe what he's looking towards is actually to, even if he goes down, his team is just able to clean up. Maybe that's what he's looking towards, as he can just come back up and start pushing the turret with his team.
I am kind of Why is Jarvan on the top side right now? But Laniac might be in a little bit of trouble. It's a Tongue Lash and the Arctic Assault able to get it, but the Glacial Fissure able to save himself a few more seconds as the Major had to run away from that fight from Fizzy Kitten and Brian Tay. So now Heath and Slews might be in a little bit of trouble. The Glacial Fissure able to get on the Fizzy Kitten. That's might exactly what the pick that they want. Gnar is actually a god, but Fiora able to get the kill onto it in an Hourglass to stop a lot of it right now. He's trying to run away. Slews able to devour up his brother, able to run away there unscathed. So Titan Esports getting themselves a little bit of wiggle room here, getting themselves picks. First the Jarvan, now the Ashe.
This is what Titan Esports wants. This is what they need. Now they're now down only 9K. While 1K is not that much to, it's still something. It's still something to consider, right? Where it's maybe they're coming back a little. Sorry.
I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was laughing at myself for an old reference, but
yeah.
No, but back to the. I'm kind of actually very pleasantly surprised too at the vision control of this game. Like there's a lot of vision denial, a lot of good vision coming up from both sides. I mean, a lot of vision denial coming from the side of Team 23 on that bot side. I mean, they were trying to get that bot lane turret, but not going to be able to get it as they are trying to run it down mid here, trying to do what they can as Brian Tay. Rage bar is going to be filled and popped. But, I mean, Titan Esports is stalling out this game correctly, I feel like. They're getting the picks that they need. They're not really forcing anything too much. They're doing what they need to try to get back into this game.
Absolutely, and they definitely punished the overextension of Team 23
look
really
at Jarvan.
well there.
Look at that flank. Look at that flank position.
Oh, that's
Ashe is
very
there as
dangerous.
well, but a package actually the Corki wasted
yeah.
package there. Yeah, that's definitely unlucky. But Godhog is here. Flag and Drag ready along with the Cataclysm. A lot of resources up as the Enchanted Crusader Arrow is actually able to hit onto the Major, but he is going to be able to be devoured. Glacial Prison able to hit onto the Brahma. It's just in the front line right now, not getting anything as the Major going to be stunned up on that Cataclysm and absolutely deleted from Titan Esports
Pentakill.
Actually, that's a pentakill for Noble. Noble just got a pentakill from right under our nose. Team 23 pushing it down.
And that's why you cannot let a Corki scale. He will take over the game before you even know it. Corki's 12-1-6, 327 farm. It's 37 minutes in. He has every single team fight. Brought exactly what he's needed. He's brought the damage. He has used his package to almost perfection in every single team fight. And now Team 23 is coming home with the win.
Noble, my man, beautiful work that game, and Team 23 is our show match tournament winners this season for Split 4, so congrats to them.
A very well done showing from both.
Well deserved, yeah.
But
well deserved and good well showing too. So
yeah, Team 23 just coming out ahead, eking out those leads early, mid game, and then just dominating as we see here. Actually, if we look at the damage numbers, Ashe had 28k and Corki had 25k.
That is very surprising considering the build that she went to. Because you remember she went Essence Reaver to Ruin's Hurricane to Blade of the Ruined King. So
Ashe was nothing to sneeze at this game. She was playing extremely well, finding those ultimates. A bit of early game mishaps with the misses, but not letting that get her down, as she was able to find those very crucial ultimates in that last team fight. Even that got the Ashe, or the Ashe ult hit the Ahri, and that started that off as it forced Titan Esports in a position they didn't want to be in to fight, and that was just all Team 23 needed to win.
Yeah, that's all she wrote, basically. So that is going to be it for us at Risen here. We are very happy that you guys have joined us through this beautiful array of show matches. Tomorrow is going to be the dominant show matches. There is 9 teams competing. It is going to be a very competitive setting. Make sure you don't miss it. And the Champs Play-ins is going to be Sunday as well. So a lot of top-tier teams and a lot of collegiate teams as well is going to be able to compete on the Champions Play-in stage. So that is going to be it for us here. I am Backpack, and with me is Relouche, and we're out of here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.